Wednesday the 26th. Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. Well, we've got a lot of tropical energy at the moment. 4 named tropical storms around Australasia, stretching from the Indian Ocean all the way out towards the Cook Islands at the moment. Cyclone Ray is now an ex-tropical cyclone. It is falling apart as it leaves the tropical area, so that system is no longer having warnings issued by the Fiji Met Service. But there's a new one behind it, Tropical Cyclone Seru. Now, this is currently Category 2, just off the eastern coastline of Vanuatu. It is expected to strengthen to a severe Category 3 storm. Tropical Cyclone Alfred is probably the cyclone that poses the biggest threat to people, possibly the Queensland coastline in about a week's time or even this weekend, worth very much closely monitoring over the next few days. It is tracking southwards at this stage, but its future is still uncertain because of the high pressure zone in the Tasman. And then we've got Tropical Cyclone Bianca still out at sea, Category 3, severe tropical cyclone at the moment. So a very busy time, but this high pressure belt is the reason why places like New Zealand and for now New South Wales are protected along with Western Australia. So let's drill down a bit deeper. This is how it currently looks at the moment. So Alfred, Category 2, expected to get up to Category 3. It meanders out around the Coral Sea for the next few days ahead. And then later on, as we go on towards the weekend and the start of next week, it might be coming into Queensland itself or might be out at sea. We'll show you the modelling in a moment for that one. Category 3 Bianca, well offshore from Western Australia. And then we've got Seru, which has the largest cone of uncertainty. That's this big, large, red sort of circular cone coming out from it. That is where the storm may still track in the days ahead, but it's for now not expected to cause problems for those around Fiji and Tonga. But because it does kind of fan out and fade out as it moves towards Tonga, those in that area definitely need to pay attention to it. So let's drill down deeper. Here we are with ex-tropical cyclone Ray tomorrow, well off to the northeast of New Zealand. It is weakening even further and is well clear of the Cook Islands. So this is now out at sea. Big high pressure zone in New Zealand. It's like an invisible brick wall in the sky, keeps that system offshore from us. So that's the final warning for Ray. Tropical cyclone Seru. Now tomorrow this could be a severe Category 3 tropical cyclone directly north of New Zealand, east of Noumea and southwest of Nandi. This cyclone, like I say, Category 3 is possible. Then it kind of meanders out at sea here, Tonga way out to the east. Let's jump forward to Saturday. And this is where we expect it to be. So Seru still south of Fiji, not a tropical cyclone by then based on this model, but it could still drift over to the Tonga area. Fiji not completely out of the woods either. It might be dragging in some rain, but as far as a tropical cyclone is concerned, hopefully this one falls apart. Let's get over to the Coral Sea. So Tropical Cyclone Alfred, this is how it stands at the moment, east of Cairns, out at sea and strengthening, quite low air pressure, and this is certainly a large storm. It covers quite a large area. This is how it's going to look over the next 7 days. This is the GFS tracking, and it's going to animate for you. Keep in mind, as we get towards the weekend and going into next week, the modelling isn't so certain. But let me show you the American modelling here. So tracking southwards, and then you'll notice as we go in towards the weekend, it starts to curve in towards land, but it wobbles quite a bit as it does so, and it speeds up very quickly as we go into next week. So this is not locked in that this is where Alfred's going to end up. But the current thinking from the American modelling shows that. Now let me compare that to the European modelling, which also shows Alfred tracking southwards in the same area, but unlike the American modelling, as we go into the weekend and the start of next week, it kind of hovers around at sea and may even continue tracking southeastwards, sparing Queensland based on that modelling for now. It may still curve around beyond that and move in. So that's why those in Queensland need to pay a close eye on this storm. Alfred does pose the highest threat to people. And then we've got Tropical Cyclone Bianca at the moment. This is how it's currently situated west of Carnarvon. As we animate it, Category 3 cyclone, it falls apart, ripped apart by high pressure, which is just behind the words there. You can just see it popping up. That high pressure just decimates it. So that poses no threat to land, but just watch out. Surfers might like it. It might be driving in some swells over the next couple of days. So to make sense of all of that, here's the next 7 days rainfall. You can see the cyclones, these kind of blobs of heavier rain. So when we animate it, you can really see the tracking of these storms over the days ahead. So Ray and the other one behind it are both sort of in the same area around Fiji and Tonga, south of there, moving out at sea. But that's why, you can see some heavy rain around Tonga and around Fiji as we got the leftovers from it, along with parts of Vanuatu. Alfred out here, this is the American modelling showing it coming in towards the coastline of Queensland, but remember, that's not locked in yet, not this far out. And then over here you can see why we're not worried about Bianca. So a few moving parts at the moment in the tropics, a number of storms to keep an eye on. We'll be back again tomorrow, Thursday, with our usual New Zealand update and our Australia only update, and we'll be tracking the rest of those storms and hopefully locking in a bit more detail about where Alfred may or may not be going. Thanks for joining us. See you again on Thursday.